What's up, everybody? It's your girl, absolutely April. I'm here for another reality recap. And baby, you know by the title, it's Married at First Sight. It's Decisions Day, and it was a hot mess. But before we get into it, let me go ahead and do my pleasantries. If you're new to my channel, I'm April. I do recaps on TV shows, reality shows, movies. I also throw in some spirituality tips, some, things that, I want to get off my chest. So you might as well go ahead and join the tribe and subscribe to my channel. Also hit that like button and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified about all of my uploads. If you're returning to my channel, I appreciate your support. I thank you. And let's get into it, y'all. Let's get into it because I can't even think straight because of what happened last night with Decision Day. Child, I can't even. This has got to be the craziest decision day I have witnessed at Married at First Sight. And baby, I have been watching Married at First Sight since season 1, since Jamie Otis. I'm an OG in this game. So yes, please believe this has probably been one of the craziest decision days I have seen. Comment down below if you agree. I mean, it was a hot mess, but we're gonna get into it. So I had to get some visuals for y'all. That's how intense this thing was. So we started out with Nate and Stasha. So Stasha says she loves the way Nate make her feel, and doesn't want, she loves that he doesn't want her just for her money, but that still remains to be seen. I'm not so sure about that because as soon as she signed that posting up, or as soon as he signed that posting up and saw, what she was working with, oh, that's when he said, I think I could be falling in love with Stasha. So, okay, yeah, he don't want you for your money because he signed the posting up. Okay, whatever. But she feels, he does lack, maturity and in his emotions, and she doesn't want to be in a loveless marriage. But yes, Stasha, you also can't pressure a man to say I love you after only 8 weeks. He's just not there yet. You know his background. You know that he, grew up without a mother. Let him ease into it. Give him grace. Give him that patience if you're going to stay with him. So Nate says Stasha embodies everything that he wanted in a wife. He feels that they are twin flames. I can see that. I could probably see that they're twin flames. They definitely resemble each other. But he said executive Stasha is never satisfied and isn't sure she will relinquish control to him. And I know she won't. You're moving into her house. She's not going to relinquish control. Not like that. It's going to take a long time for her to do that, or you're going to have to really be making some good bank. He doesn't want to spend the rest of his life proving himself to her and fears he will never be good enough. So, Stasha walks in, Nate gives her flowers, but she tells him to hold on to it. Like, girl, you can just hold the flowers. You could just hold the flowers and put them on your lap while y'all sit there and discuss it. So that was that. I don't know. I guess she was still kind of on one from their last argument. So Dr. Pepper tells them that she's heard that they've been having some issues, and so Stasha proceeds to give a whole list of of issues that she has with Nate. So she basically calls out his mommy issues and feels that he doesn't give her enough credit. But also, Stasha, you have daddy issues. So, you can't be, it's like the pot calling the kettle black. I mean, come on now. It's just at this point, y'all both have some issues with your parents. And that's why you should extend him the grace. Because just because he doesn't wear his heart on his sleeve and he's being more cautious about it, doesn't mean he's going to be any less. But so Nate apologizes for lashing out because he doesn't know, how to deal with his stress. I guess he's saying, the stress of the show and all that kind of stuff. So, he didn't know, he was just stressed out. So Stasha understands the stress, but she said, I didn't react that way. But guess what? His name is Nate and you're Stasha. Y'all two different people. So you're not going to react to stress the same. So Nate says she needs to work on, she has things she needs to work on too. And she could be condescending and cold. Yes, Stasha. So if you could dish it, you better be able to take it. So Nate starts and says that Stasha is everything that he wanted. And he said, but the pros outweigh the cons and he wants to stay married. Oh, so Stasha says, she thought about it all night. She wrestled with that thing all night. And she tried to, be level headed and rational. And when she did that, she said she wasn't as hopeful about their marriage. But she says, I'm going to stay committed because she's resilient and she isn't going to run from it. So she decides to stay married too. I mean, they didn't sound warm and fuzzy, but she decided to stay married too. She said, we gonna keep, plugging at this thing, and I'm just not gonna run, and all that kind of stuff. So Pastor Cal says, that was a long yes. So that is a determining factor because you could definitely tell. I don't know if Nate would have said no. I think she would have said no. And had she went first, I don't know. I don't know if she would have said yes. But I think that, because, Nate said he was committed to the marriage, I think that made her feel comfortable to go ahead and commit to the marriage. I think she came in because the attitude she came in with was like, you hold them flowers and I got some stuff to say. And so that energy to me alone tells me that she was going to say no. So afterwards, they talked to couples, they toasted and everything. And Nate says, single Nate is a quitter and the married Nate is not. And so just saying that little bit, Stasha starts to tear up. So I guess that was enough to make her feel warm and fuzzy again. I don't know. I mean, to each their own, but they are going to stay together. Now, I don't remember what I said, if they would or not. I don't know. Honestly, I don't see it lasting long. I've heard rumors that they're not together. I think they're still together. Nate is on YouTube and he still had his ring on as of 10 days ago when he posted his video on YouTube. And Stasha also had a YouTube video out and she had her ring on, and that was 2 weeks ago. So I don't know when they I don't know when they put that on the reunion. I don't know. We're gonna see. The reunion is gonna be crazy. So we're gonna see if they're still together. I think they are though. I don't think anything happened so far. So let's move on to Justin and Alexis. Justin and dang on Alexis. So Cal, Pastor Cal acknowledges that Justin may be too emotional for Alexis and that she may want more of an alpha male. Now, Pastor Cal, she told y'all what she wanted at the top of the, when y'all were doing the matching stuff. So if you knew Justin was going to be emotional, why you set her up with that? So Dr. Pepper says that, they matched them together, knowing that they were so different in their emotions because she thought that they would balance each other out. And I don't know why they like to do the opposites attract thing. Like some things are just too opposite. But again, they started off hot. They was all lovey-dovey saying I love you on the at the honeymoon. So they started off very hot, but as soon as Maya bit Newton in the eye, it was like that little thing was able to cause a wrench in their whole marriage, because when they moved into the shared apartment, Alexis was saying marriage was easy. She don't know what people talk about, but now she's stressed, feeling stressed all in her chest, honey. So Alexis says Justin makes her feel comfortable to express herself, but his sensitivity can be too much. And to certain people, certain types of people, sensitivity is probably a little bit too much, because I can't be sensitive because I'm always worried about your emotions. So it's like it's got to be a balance, and especially for someone that you are, some people feel like traditional roles in a marriage where a man is the leader. So just say that Alexis feels that Justin, she takes on those traditional roles. I don't really think she does, but just say she does. and Justin is being emotional, it's kind of hard for me to lean on you if I got to keep lifting you up. You know what I'm saying? So I can see where that would cause some issues in their marriage, and his sensitivity would be a little bit too much. Because even like when you're direct and to someone who feels deeply, it it can cause like you have to taper what you would say and how you would say it. It becomes excuse me, it becomes second nature at one point, but it does take work because I know I had to temper what I say. I'm a Virgo through and through, and sometimes I can be very direct and my words can be sharp. So when I was married to my late husband, he didn't like that. He was like, okay, your words cut. So I had to really, think about things before I just blurted it out, and how can I say it before I just blurted out something. Sometimes I would hit the mark, sometimes I didn't, but it was a work in progress, and he extended me grace. And, with that, and I, in turn, wanted, because I loved him, I just tried to do what I could do to make our marriage work and to make him comfortable. So I'm saying all that to say I can understand. So Justin said he knew he would fall in love with Alexis on their wedding day, and did. Justin said Alexis doesn't want to give up the single life and allow him to give his dog away without assurances. But Justin, you can't hold Alexis to saying yes because you gave your dog away. That was ultimately your decision. So if you're going to give your dog away and you don't know for sure, then that's on you, bro. You can't keep holding it over her head. That's not fair to Alexis. So Justin arrives with a single yellow rose that looked like it was falling apart. But okay, it looked like he probably stopped on the side of the road or stopped by a little, corner store and got him a little single yellow rose for. It didn't look like he put any thought into the flowers. So Alexis arrives. She looks beautiful. Alexis always, her face is beat to the gods. Her body, she, legs, hips, and body, yada. I mean, she has body. I mean, to the point where she was walking up, Pastor Cal even said, whoa. So Alexis, she works those braids. Those braids look beautiful. Her makeup was always off the chain. Alexis, hands down, she served looks this season, and I think she's a pretty woman, and I think that sometimes her attitude and the way she comes off can make her seem a little bit like like it's just like, yeah, I'd rather deal with someone else. But it's just overall, if you just looking at Alexis served a lot of looks, and she looked pretty, and she dressed according to her shape. She just looked good in most of the stuff that she put on. Most, not all, but most. So Justin says, he has discovered that he lives in his head, and Alexis appreciate that he cherishes her. So Cal brings up their intimacy and asks if it's changed the marriage. So Justin says, it's been fun. But Alexis can't let a day go without criticizing his sex game. So she says, Alexis says he has initiated sex with her, but it does need work. And so Dr. Pepper says it's not uncommon, to still work at, sex in new relationships. Them experts try to keep you together, honey, by any means necessary. So Alexa says she doesn't like when Justin throws Maya up in her face. And Justin said, I thought it would be a yes for our marriage when he did that grand gesture of giving Maya a new home. Justin says, he wants to stay married, which is no surprise that Justin wants to stay married. And when he says that, if y'all look at it, it appeared to me like Alexa threw up in her mouth a little bit. So I was like, okay, for sure she's going to say no. So Alexis pulls out this paper and reads that, she's going to struggle. She struggled to see the positive, but she is going to confront her fears. And she says yes to her marriage. Now, right when Justin said yes, it looked like she was like, ooh. Like, y'all, look at her. I could not find a clip of where her face looks when he is saying when he says yes and he wants to stay married. She really looked like I'm about to throw up. And I guess, I don't know, maybe she thought that Justin was going to say no and she could have been free to say no. I don't know if they get more money for saying yes. I don't know what it was, but she definitely she wanted to throw up. So when she says yes, Pastor Cal tells them to look at today as a reset. Look at today as a reset to their marriage. Now, put a pin in that. Remember that Pastor Cal told them to look at this as a reset. So we're going to move on to Lindy and Miguel. Lindy and Miguel, she says she loves how considerate he is, but his skepticism has made her feel that she isn't good enough. So Miguel says he loves her sense of humor. He doesn't like her outbursts and fight her negative and doesn't like her negativity. He wonders if he could really do this for the long haul. Lindy says he has controlling behaviors and wonder if it's from his past demons. And she also wondered if she's safe or unsafe with him. She doesn't really know. She hesitated to say the demons, but Miguel told her to go ahead. So I don't know what type of demons or what's going on with Miguel, but she just doesn't understand. Maybe, I know his mom has schizophrenia and, he felt abandoned in the past. So I don't know if she is referring to that or something that they talked about off camera. But she talking about she don't feel safe. She don't know if she feels safe. So, that to me is a red flag. Lindy said, she cried for an hour when he didn't give her a hug. Lindy, let it go. Let it go. It's not that serious that someone did not give you a hug and you're going to cry for an hour. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, that is way, way, way too emotional. So Lindy says, she is enamored with him, but when he pulls away, it is painful and confusing for her. But him being depleted and vulnerable also makes her understand him more. So she says yes and wants their marriage to last a lifetime. Why does someone have to feel depleted and vulnerable for you to understand them more? Like, is that the only, because when he's just talking regular, she doesn't seem to want to listen or can keep her attention. So he has to basically, be, I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, this couple does not make sense. Like, their emotions and mental state is very much so a red flag on both ends. Miguel and Lindy, they have two separate mental issues going on. Like, she's very easily distracted. She has outbursts. She doesn't seem emotionally regulated. And with him, he just seems to get to sulk, get controlling, and can kind of get mean. So I don't know. I'm scared for the both of them. So Miguel says he is hooked, inspired, and obsessed with her. Now he says, get into that, obsessed with her. Now that don't seem healthy to me either. But Miguel says he wants to stay married. So good luck to the both of them. I don't know what's going to come out about this couple in the end, but I'm telling you, the wording that they use, the language that they use for each other, I don't like it. And I don't like, if they don't seek individual and couple help, I feel like that's a recipe for disaster for them. But let's go ahead and move on to the next couple. We got Kristen and Mitch. Oh, Mitch be Mitchin' all the time. Mitch be Mitchin'. He has the perfect name, Mitch. So Kristen says she felt attraction to Mitch immediately. And the core of him is a really good person, and she feels they are stronger from the honeymoon debacle, but she is wondering if they actually are a match. No, you're not, Kristen. You done bent over backwards for this man, and it still ain't enough. Y'all are not a match. So Mitch says she wasn't his type initially. Now look, she says that, she was immediately attracted, and he says she wasn't his type immediately. So it's just, I mean, I just don't even like the way his whole package started out. So, it wasn't his type initially, but she is beautiful inside and out, and she has been an amazing part and knows, that how he could be unfiltered. So she's just basically um taking him flaws and all, which you should do in a marriage. You definitely should. I mean, when I say Kristen put her best foot forward in this marriage, she definitely put her best foot forward. And I don't know if I could have did that. So Kristen walks up and, they ask, they ask her if he could, ask Mitch if he could guess what she's wearing. He said something bright, like that was annoying to him. And he said, what color? Red or orange? I mean, it just seemed like Kristen can do nothing right in Mitch's eyes. So as soon as Kristen gets in there and she walks up, she swallows a bug. Disgusting, disgusting. I'd probably be like, cut, and I would have to throw up because that's disgusting. So Mitch says, she will be a great wife and mother. His decision was not easy for him, and says that he is grateful he was matched with her. Yeah, because I don't know anybody else who would have taken the stuff that Krista has taken from him. And he says he knows that he wants what she wants and deserves, and that is someone being 100% in love with her and attracted to her. And Mitch decided not to stay married, and it wasn't easy to say. And I mean, I can say that Mitch is correct. Kristen deserves someone to be someone who's as all in as she is. Mitch is not willing to compromise. Mitch is not going to give up his type of lifestyle, to not even a little bit, to accommodate Kristen. He don't want plastic. She don't mind having reusable. She doesn't mind getting her plastic cups for her coffee. So it's just not going to work. It's not going to work in Mitch's eyes. So Kristen says she doesn't, she does want more, and she is choosing herself, and she also wants a divorce. Now, I don't know, and I have a sneaky suspicion, had Mitch said yes, I think Kristen would have said yes. I kind of wish they would have let Kristen go first, but honestly, Kristen has been embarrassed enough. So had she gone first and said she wants to stick it out, and Mitch said, and because Mitch, that wouldn't have swayed Mitch. If she would have said no, that would have been another embarrassment Kristen would have felt. So I'm kind of glad it did go the way it did, but I really feel like Kristen was going to say yes. Kristen also acknowledges that she wants to be on good terms, but it's not right, they're just not right as husband and wife. Mitch says he still wants to be in her life and hopes they can remain friends. Now, he says that he still wants to be in her life and remain friends. So Pastor Cal, he's over there in disbelief. He just don't understand it. Why, Pastor Cal? You've been seeing the stuff. You've been seeing how Mitch has been talking to her and treating her, and she's been bending over backwards, and he hadn't even met her halfway, in my opinion. I mean, he has times when he tolerates, but Mitch has not compromised in the way that Krista has. So why don't you understand it, Pastor Cal? So, Kristen starts talking about, the door is still open. So if their paths should cross again, she doesn't mind, and if there's a different lifetime, maybe they could, rekindle something. So she wants to keep that door open. She's not going to close the door on Mitch and her. It's just they're not a good fit for each other at this time. Now keep in mind, also stick another pin in that. We stuck a pin in Alexis and Justin about their reset. Now we're sticking a pin in Kristen is going to keep the door open for Mitch. So let me get to this picture. So Alexis and Justin are walking, and immediately as Alexis is walking with Justin, they're not holding hands, they're not showing any type of affection, which is a big stark difference from when they started out. They were all up under each other, and baby, baby. Now they're just walking. They're just walking and, going to talk to, do their confessionals together. And I swear Alexis looks like, I can't believe what I just said. She looks like she is not into it. She just looks like she does not want to be in this marriage. So I put that in my notes. Like, she seems unsure. Now, before I saw anything or anything went down, I said in my notes, she seems unsure. And she does not seem, settled with her decision. So Alexa says, I need more time. She sees the yes as a yes to time, but she needs to, still do some processing and come to terms with some things. So Alexa says yes. She wants the yes is to more time for them. She acknowledges that the bad times, but she does see enough at this time to keep going. So Justin says his biggest fear was her quitting, and he feels like I guess that's a way of her quitting. But Lexus doesn't like the word quit. I mean, what else are you gonna say if you walk away from your marriage? It's quitting. You're quitting each other. You're not. You're quitting the marriage. So I don't know why you don't want to be called a quitter, but you are if you quit your marriage. So if he says, she asked, well, have you broken up with anybody before? And he was like, yes, he has. Now I don't believe he did, but he said yes, he has. And he would see, and she asked, would he see that as quitting? So he gets to hemming and hawing. He's like, but after I did all the analyzing and blah, blah, blah. So he said, I had to, get the data and then I made a decision. It's quitting, Justin, regardless. Yes, I quit before. So Justin says she feels like it was a privilege for her to choose him. So she was like, I'm not feeling that way. So let's say she didn't even envision having an argument right after decision day. So Justin asked if she's having doubts. And then she was like, and then once he said, are you having doubts? She was like, no, I'm a logical person. I don't make decisions off of emotions. And so, she's saying all of that. So she's basically just like gaslighting Justin. She's gaslighting him. She's gaslighting him. She's gaslighting him because even though Justin is emotional, he is calling her out on her BS. And I like that. I like that he's not just rolling over with her. He's just having an issue with sparring with her as far as words are concerned. But he is definitely feeling what he's feeling. He's feeling exactly correct. She did not like that decision. I guess she was expecting him to say no, or she was expecting to go first. I don't know, but she definitely was not going to take Justin. But I don't know what her issue was, but you could definitely tell that she was not settled in her decision. So he asked, or do you regret, saying yes? And Alyssa says, she keeps talking about her being a logical person and she doesn't make decisions on emotions. And so Justin says again, after the argument, do you feel like your answer should be changed? After this argument we're having right now, do you feel like your answer should be changed? And she says, no. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Alexis is a gaslighter. So the couple get together to find out everyone's decision. Ben arrives, and oh my gosh, Ben looks like a weight is lifted off of Ben. Ben looks lighter. He looks like the happy-go-lucky Ben that we saw during the matchmaking. Now Ben looks like he has gotten Morgan is probably like 115 pounds at that much. He got a huge weight lifted off of him, and now he got his spring back. He looking healthy. I like this look on Ben. So Morgan stomps in. Her energy just is so different. You can feel her energy through the screen. This girl has a bunch of negative energy. And so she stumps in, and I guess she's trying to rub it in Ben's face that she's half naked with her blouse on and her bralette, that she is doing just fine. She is singing the Mary J. Blige song. I'm fine, 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 fine. Woo! And you ain't. So Ben talking about, he saw her at the gym and she was doing her squats and everything. He said, I chucked the deuces at her, he said, I kept it moving. That's what you do, Ben. You are not going to be bothered by Morgan at all. So Stasha feels like Morgan could have given Ben more grace. But y'all didn't say that when they were going through. Y'all was sitting up there taking up for her. And even when she came in here modeling her dang on blouse and bralette, y'all was telling her that she looked cute. And she did not. She did not. Y'all never checked on her attitude. So I hope y'all do that on the reunion because, I mean, good God. So Stasha Joseph says, they said no. And nobody believed it because they was all hugged up on each other. So Stasha says she was on the fence, but it was important to stay committed and give it more time. Nate says it was the same and he wants them to win. Yeah. So Lindy says, she was under stress. She says Miguel seems like, he was so excited to see her and that was so cute for her. So of course, everybody knew they was going to say yes. Kristen says she wanted to see where it could go, but at the end of the day, she gave everything she had. Yes, you did, Kristen. You gave everything you had. You have nothing left to give. So Mitch said, they came to the same conclusion and they have different, but at the end of the day, they have different lifestyles. Kristen says, the door is still open for Mitch. Now, again, let's go back to revisit our last pin. She said, that the door was going to be open to Mitch. She says the door is ajar for Mitch. And Linda says, you deserve better than just a door crack. And she's right. Lindy is definitely right. Kristen deserves more than, to have a door crack. But, so of course, Mitch can't take it when the couples get together and they side against him. So Mitch says that he is resolute in his answer and the door was not open on his end. So Kristen's like, whoa, okay, this is not what we talked about, but okay. So Mitch says, so Kristen, I'm sorry, says the Mitch and Christian show is over. Please don't go back to that movie, Kristen. It's over. The credits have rolled. The movie is over. Leave the theater. Do not return back to this horrible movie. It's a horror movie. So Justin says he knew what he was going to say yes, and he was going to be grateful for whatever answer Alexis gave. So Alexis says she had no idea, and she decided she wanted to fight for her marriage. And since their decision, they have had a big argument, and now she's still processing her decision. Sweetie, you was processing when he said yes. You were hoping he said no. So now, this is them right here talking. She's saying that, that she's still processing her decision, her little hat. So they get to their confessional. Producers ask, where did they go from here? Justin says he wants to work it out with Alexis. At this point, Alexis says, I'm done. So I guess she processed from the time that they, filmed them together to now, she's done. So Justin says, I guess that's divorce. And he walks off. So Stasha and Nate are moving out of this shared apartment. Kristen says Luna is stressed out, so she can't even be in an apartment right now. So I don't know what Luna has to be stressed out about, but she's stressed out. So Mitch says he felt attacked when with the door, ajar or cracked from the women, and he doesn't like to, he doesn't want to even deal with the dang on door. And he said, just leave him alone. So we see the old Mitch has crept back in. These are his true feelings coming out yet again. He does not want to be with Kristen. Even if they pass cross again, he is not going to talk to Kristen. At least that's what he's saying. So Kristen said, don't worry about it. The door is closed. Don't worry about it. So Justin is looking at their marriage photos. Justin says, he was blindsided by Alexis' decision for divorce. Alexis says it was an impulsive decision and apologizes to Justin and knows she has to work. She has a lot of work to do on herself. Yes, you do, honey. You have a lot of work to do because first of all, you weren't attracted to him. So that was that was a dig right there. But you have not been the easiest wife in this situation either. Now Justin has his flaws too, but you knew that you did not want to be married to that man. And then on top of that, the sex ain't that good. So yeah, I don't see where, she just couldn't do it anymore. She said she woke up embarrassed by her actions, and you should be, because that's not the way you handle a situation. As a mature woman, you should, let's have a discussion off camera, and then we can come to a conclusion ourselves. Justice says she's all talk, and she just didn't want to be married to him, basically. You're right, Justin. So Lindy and Miguel are scratching off lotto tickets. So Lindy says she looks forward to decorating Miguel's house, and Miguel says he can't wait to see where this story goes. And that's basically the end of this whole decision day. At the end of the day, Justice and Alexis, I didn't think that they were going to end up working out. I just felt like it was too much issues. It's been too many issues since the dang on dog got injured. It's been issue after issue after issue. Then on top of that is the sex issue. She wants to still, maintain some of her singleness, and Justin didn't want that. It's just like, it was just, after the honeymoon, it was just issue after issue, and I didn't see where there was any compromising. There was no meeting halfway. Alexis, even though she, uses all her nice, big, pretty words, she was very much a gaslighter. Justin, even though he said at the beginning of this season that he's a great communicator, he is not. And he definitely, I think Justin could stand to use a lot of counseling, because there's something that's going on, and he may need a woman that does not does not need to have an alpha male in his life. But yeah, I don't see where they were going to work out in the long term anyway. Regardless, if Newton never got bit in the eye, I really feel like it would have been something else. So comment down below. Tell me were you shocked at this decision day? I don't know about Nate and Stasha. Like, what do you feel about some of the couples? Do you think that they're going to work? Because the preview for this reunion, baby, child, it's a mess. Because, Justin is saying Nate been trying to holler at him. Like, what, Justin? Not if it is true. And let's say allegedly, Nate allegedly tried to holler at Justin on 2 different occasions. Now, let me tell you something. If, and not saying if Nate was to do something like that, I don't think Justin is his type. I really don't. Why would Nate? I don't even see Nate being attracted to Justin in any other type of way. Now, I don't know if Nate said something to make Justin feel that way, but I definitely don't see where Nate would want to holler at Justin. I don't feel like that and to the point where they about to go to blows on a reunion. Now, I have never seen that on a reunion in Married at First Sight, that, somebody might go to blows. Y'all done scared Kevin Frazier. It's a mess. Let me find out Married at First Sight is going to start needing security at reunions. This is crazy. But y'all, we gonna get into it next week when the reunion airs, because I'm gonna have some thoughts and I'm gonna have some opinions. And I swear, if we got to get to the bottom of this whole Nate and Justin fiasco. Now, I've said in other reviews that I don't think that Nate and Justin get along, or Nate likes. I don't think it's not that he didn't like Justin. I don't think he respected Justin. I don't think he respected Justin because he was so emotional, and he seems like he was a pushover. And Alexis, and of course, he did not like Alexis. He did not make any, he definitely made sure that everybody knew that he did not like Alexis. So we have that. It has been a crazy, crazy, crazy Married at First Sight. Season 15. It has been a long season, but we have made it to the end. So I can't wait to see what this reunion is going to bring on, so we can close out this Married at First Sight season 15 in San Diego. Don't forget to comment down below. I want to hear your thoughts. It has been crazy. Also, don't forget to subscribe. If you enjoy the content, go ahead and subscribe. It's free. Let's go ahead and do that. Join the tribe. Smash the like button, hit the notification bell so you'll be notified about all of my uploads. I don't have nothing left to give. See you when I see you. Peace.